Good evening, viewers and listeners of Concerned Citizens Media. Thank you again for coming back. I have several news updates to share with you for February 1st, 2024. The embargo in Ethiopia, in the largest region of Ethiopia, in Oromia, is still effective, still going on. So this embargo focus on public transportation and also banking, shopping areas, and shopping malls, restaurants. So all public activities are still under restriction, despite the government, attempt to force shop owners and those transportation owners to operate, even arrest some bank managers. So despite that effort, the restriction is still effective in Oromia, and foreigners still, under the advisory of, restricting their movement or their visit in Oromia region. The war in Amara region also is still continuing. We have no clear victory. FAO claim some achievement. Government is also, counter-claiming and stabilizing the region. So until we have independent, verified report from that region, we cannot say if FAO is winning or if the government is winning. So that's the challenge. I got a couple of news from Addis Standard. I will start with FAO award for Ethiopia's overlooks wartime abuses, food insecurity crisis, Human Rights Watch reported. The recent decision by the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, or FAO, to award the prestigious Agricola Medal to Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has sparked criticism from Human Rights Watch, HRW. The organization argues that the award overlooks the severe humanitarian crisis and extensive food insecurity currently plaguing Ethiopia. According to Human Rights Watch, millions of Ethiopians are grappling with food insecurity. Yes, this is the reality. I talked about this, and I criticize FAO for awarding the Prime Minister. That's a fake. It's fabricated. This, it's not based on the evidence on the ground. Human Rights Watch highlights reports from Ethiopia's Disaster Risk Management Commission and the National Food Cluster, indicating that approximately 4 million individuals in conflict-affected regions, including Tigray, Afar, Amara, Oromia, and the southern regions, urgently require food and nutrition assistance. Allegations have emerged during the Tigray conflict, suggesting that Ethiopian government forces employed deliberate tactics such as pillaging and attacking food systems, exacerbating food insecurity. HRW emphasizes that an independent UN inquiry found these actions to be tantamount to using starvation as a weapon of war and committing crimes against humanity. Despite the gravity of these findings, Human Rights Watch notes a perceived lack of condemnation and concrete action by world leaders and international bodies to address the conflict-induced famine. The organization urges world leaders to acknowledge the severity of the crisis and take decisive measures to alleviate the dire circumstances by ensuring the delivery of vital food and nutrition aid to those in urgent need. The FAO's recognition of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed has generated mixed reactions and criticism. Taye Asqaselase, the Prime Minister's foreign policy advisor, praised the FAO, stating, in quotation, "Indeed, when the lives of farmers improve, so does the country." End of quotation. Yes, it is true, but this award, the current award given to Prime Minister Ahmed by FAO, is a fake one. It's not based on food security or visionary leadership. That is the problem. It's a fake. It's a fabricated to welcome him and to promote him, accept him as a different leadership, and forgetting all those crimes committed under his leadership. This one is about political prisoners, MEPs' health condition, reported by Addison Standard again. It says, declining health of detained MEP. Council member raises concern among relatives. The relatives of detained MEP Christian Tadele and Johannes Bayalo, a member of the Amara Regional Council, have conveyed apprehension regarding the well-being and status of the detainees. Subsequent to their recent relocation from Awash Arba to the Federal Police Commission Crime Investigation Bureau in Addis Ababa, family members who visited the detainees informed Addis Standard that they noted a decline in their health conditions. Awash Arba, I think, it is in Afar, Awash Arba. This is just well known under Abiy Ahmed as a storage of human beings, and thousands and thousands, including senior political leaders and MEP members. This is a tough one, really. It's a very tough one. Maybe it's a military camp is used as detaining center, and is away from international observers, international, reporters or observers or investigators. So they just send them there and do whatever they want to do. Awash Arba is repeatedly named during Tigray federal government conflict. Too many gathered there, too many arrested there. So let's keep coming here. The family member additionally revealed that they were not apprised of the rationale behind the transfer or the circumstances leading to the Christians' presence in the capital. Furthermore, the informant conveyed that Christians' physical health has declined, as evidenced by noticeable weight loss. The source disclosed that Christian had experienced illness on multiple occasions during detention at Awash Arba prison and continues to endure poor health. The family member also indicated that they are presently permitted to visit Christian once daily at 12 a.m. Formerly, the families were unaware of their whereabouts, leading to heightened concerns regarding their welfare and security. Nonetheless, on 29 August, Tarikwa Getachew, the legal and policy director of the Ethiopian Human Rights Commission, EHRC, said that Christian, Johannes, and Kasa had been transferred to Awash Arba prison. Similarly, a relative of Johannes, Bayalo, expressed a sense of relief upon being granted the opportunity to meet him in person, having previously been uninformed about his welfare. However, the informant voiced apprehension regarding his declining health condition, asserting, in quotation, he suffers from dyspepsia, and he informed me that his condition has become concerning. He also suffers from leg pain, which is currently worsening. Both relatives informed Addis Standard that they were not provided with any information regarding the future of their family members, including whether they would be brought to court or released. They were informed by the police that they possess no details concerning their case. Christian and Johannes were apprehended in August last year under the 6-month state of emergency declared in August 2023, following the escalation of conflict and instability in the Amara region. They are suspected of, in quotation, engaging in various illegal activities, end of quotation, and in providing logistical and financial support to armed groups. And today, family members of Dr. Desalegn Canne is a chairman of National Movement of Amara and is a member of Ethiopia Parliament, taken by undercover operatives. And his house is repeatedly searched by Abiy Ahmed security forces. So he's a member of Parliament, Dr. Desalegn Canne, and he's also the founder of National Movement of Amara. And he was a critic, very open critic of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed, even demanded for his resignation now. So Abiy Ahmed is waiting for the opportunity to take revenge. So even though he is a parliament member, there's no respect for rules under Abiy Ahmed anyway. Whether you are Minister of Peace like Taye Danda, or member of the parliament, or vice president, as long as Prime Minister order his security forces to arrest you and to torture you, he has, you know, all the authority in Ethiopia, because he controlled the military, he controlled those joint task force, and he controlled the intelligence, all, you know, and the finance. As long as they are okay with his order, he can do whatever, despite illegality, despite against the constitution of Ethiopia. So, you know, those parliament members and those ministers, they have protection under Ethiopia constitution, but under Abiy Ahmed, none. And the justice system is failed repeatedly, you know, for 5 years under Abiy Ahmed. Those Oromo Liberation Front members, senior members, despite the court freed them, they are still under Abiy Ahmed detention, and their health condition is deteriorating, as reported by various media before. No, the court set them free, let them go, but the police and Abiy Ahmed is still holding them. That is the reality in Ethiopia. So I hope this will change very soon, but as long as Abiy Ahmed control everything, the police, the military, undercover operatives, the court system, he can do whatever, you know, he wants to do. This one is from U.S. State Department. Further measures to promote peace, security, and stability in the West Bank. I hope this is true, despite what Biden administration is doing against peace, against stability, and security in the region by providing money, weapons, and political support and veto support at UN Assembly. So everything provided. So this is from State Department. I'll read anyway. The United States has consistently opposed actions that undermine stability in the West Bank and the prospect of peace and security for Israelis and Palestinians alike. Oh man, this includes attacks by Israeli settlers against Palestinians and the Palestinian attack against Israelis. There is no justification for extremist violence against civilians, whether their national origin, ethnicity, or religion. It is easy to say than to do. The United States is today implemented a series of measures to address such actions in the West Bank and impose accountability for those responsible for them. The Department of State is imposing financial sanctions on 4 Israeli nationals, individuals, connected to violence against civilians in the West Bank. If it is true, it's a positive step in the right direction. This designation have been imposed under a new executive order establishing U.S. authority to issue financial sanctions against those directing or participating in acts or threats of violence against civilians, intimidation of civilians to cause them to leave their homes, destruction or seizure of property, or terrorist activity in the West Bank. Israel must do more to stop violence against civilians in the West Bank and hold accountable those responsible for it. The United States will continue to take actions to advance the foreign policy objectives of the United States, including the viability of a two-state solution, and is committed to the safety, security, and dignity of Israelis and Palestinians alike. It's a very good press statement from U.S. State Department. I hope this is sincere. I hope. And still, they didn't call for ceasefire. So how are they gonna, create security, peace, and stability in that region? They have to. They're supposed to call ceasefire, but so far they refuse. They're just waiting all Gaza eliminated and all Palestinians dead, really. After that, they can declare two-state solution and without any accountability for days, almost 27,000 and injured more than 76,000, plus the complete destruction of Gaza. I hope this will not happen. I hope the statehood is okay. They can build, on the demolished land. But accountability is very important. Israel, United States, UK, and those supported the genocide in that region, they must be responsible. They have to pay back, whether at international criminal court or whatever it is. They have to pay for the lives lost or the properties damaged, destroyed. I hope we'll see in our lifetime. So that's all I have for you and reading. Let's share a couple of videos and end today's presentation.
Chicago City Council passed a symbolic ceasefire resolution between Israel and Hamas. There is concern tonight that the political action could lead to more acts of anti-Semitism. terrorists murdered babies, burned homes, and decapitated victims. Alderwoman Deborah Silverstein shouted down by hecklers today as she made the case for Chicago City Council to reject a ceasefire resolution between Israel and Hamas she describes as lopsided. The resolution passing today by a single vote thanks to Mayor Brandon Johnson. Tonight, the Israeli consulate of Chicago condemning the resolution as being out of touch with the country.
This resolution goes against the position of the Biden administration, the International Court of Justice, and the overwhelming majority of the American people.
Cook County is home to more Palestinians than any other county in the nation. Today, as news broke of Council's ceasefire resolution, rallying Palestinians celebrated.
Chicagoland area has one of the biggest Palestinian American populations, and it is just so tragic to think that it's taken 4 months for our city council to call for a ceasefire.
The concern tonight among the Jewish community is that in the wake of today's vote, the recent spate of anti-Semitism could worsen.
This resolution doesn't make us anti-Semitic. In fact, we are saying that we value life. And the ceasefire is absolutely necessary.
I heard anti-Semitic slurs today at the city council meeting, and my concern is that it will continue to rise after this resolution.
Consul General Cohen also tells me he was disappointed that it was Mayor Johnson who cast the tie-breaking vote in favor of that measure.
Yeah, it should be appreciated. Bravo, Mayor. Bravo, Mayor.
You're not getting the most. Wait, what?
By casting decisive vote.
The president will not tolerate attacks on American troops, and neither will I. Our teammates were killed by radical militias backed by Iran and operating inside Syria and Iraq. In the aftermath of the vile Hamas terrorist assault on Israel on October 7th,
Defense
terrorist groups backed by Iran
Secretary
and funded by Iran have tried to create even more turmoil,
preparing
including the
military
Houthis,
actions
attacking commercial shipping in the Red Sea.
in response to
So
the
this is a
3
dangerous
US
moment
American
in the Middle East.
soldiers dead and
We
41
will
injured
continue to work to avoid a wider conflict
in
in the region.
Syria,
But we will
Jordan
take
border.
all necessary actions to defend the United States, our interest, and our people. And we will respond when we choose, where we choose, and how we choose. We will have a multi-tiered response.
Ceasefire, man.
And,
You don't need
again,
to respond.
we
You
have the
don't.
ability
You don't need to increase
to
bloodshed in that
respond,
region.
a
Ceasefire.
number of
Ceasefire.
times,
Even though it's too
depending on
late
what the situation is. We believe that this
to be
was
effective.
done by an element
Ceasefire.
of
You need to declare.
what is
Ask
known
Biden
as the
to
axis
declare
of
ceasefire
resistance.
instead of
And,
further bloodshed in the
these
region.
are Iranian proxy groups. And how much Iran knew or didn't know, we don't know. But it really doesn't matter because Iran sponsors these groups, it funds these groups, and in some cases, it trains these groups on advanced conventional weapons. This is about freedom of navigation. There are others in the world that are watching this to see how serious we are about this, and we are serious.
Ceasefire if you are serious. It's not about expansion of the war. Maybe 2 more videos.
Today I introduced a censure resolution against Ilhan Omar. And the reason why I did that, and I'll just say this, censure is not going far enough.
Lady.
If it were up to me, we would expel Ilhan Omar and deport her out of the United States. Her comments are outrageous. She's acting as a foreign agent within our very government. She said the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interest of Somalia. She also said, for as long as I am in Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia or others. Sleep in comfort knowing I am here to protect the interest of Somalia from inside the U.S. system. Ilhan Omar needs to be censured, but censure is not enough. I'm telling you right now, she's acting as a foreign agent on behalf of a foreign country. Our country is going to be taken over from the inside. She's not the only one. Look at Joe Biden. We're investigating Joe Biden for his family getting paid millions of dollars for him acting in the interest of other countries and getting rich by it. We're talking about Ukraine and Burisma. He got a prosecutor, Viktor Shokin, fired in Ukraine, and his family took millions of dollars for that. That's acting in the interest of a foreign country. That's being a foreign agent inside our government. We could move on. There's others here like that. Rashida Tlaib, she does everything she can to act in the interest of Hamas over in Gaza. She literally voted to allow Hamas terrorists to come into our country. She made that vote along with Cori Bush. Cori Bush is acting in the interest of terrorists. Rashida Tlaib and Cori Bush acting in the interest of terrorists. For as long as this continues and we allow people to serve in our government, acting as foreign agents for the interest and for the good of foreign countries and foreign peoples, our country is not safe. Ilhan Omar needs to be censured. I urge my colleagues to vote to censure her. But I also urge my colleagues that we need to join together